guy won the competition. He went to Netherlands. I was so disappointed. That was in 2018. And that was the time I got to know him. You know, I got to know him on the stage of competitions.
It was my time.
It was your time. And it wasn't my time. It wasn't my time. Not until I kept doing the things I did. And then, being someone who's doing a certificate, this might be an encouragement to you. Sometimes people think you're doing a certificate and you're nobody. Me, I defied that rule. Only that I don't want to show how to everyone what I've achieved, but I have achieved so much when I was doing certificate to the point where I won a presidential award. And then when I was in Corona one day and I stood next to the president, I cried. I cried because when my mom was 3 months pregnant, she told me this of late. When she was 3 months pregnant, my dad felt he wasn't ready to have the next kid, and the next option was to abort. So every time I be on stages and I be on big opportunities or I meet big people or I dine with big people, I think about that moment. Who would have done this if Cedric was aborted? So I got the award, and then what happened? Some lady came to me, and then she asked me a question. What course are you doing? I said, I'm doing a software engineering course. At what level? I didn't tell her, but then she bluntly told me, she was like, Cedric, I want to give you a scholarship. I was like, scholarship to do what? She was like, a scholarship to do your PhD. I was like,
I don't even have a degree.
So I asked her, why did you think about that? She was like, because I've seen what you're doing exceeds your level of school. And I told her, well, I am going to graduate in December with my professional certificate in software engineering. And remember, I had a certificate. People, I met the president, I stood with him, and I won $10,000 US. Wow. So, I'm in shilling 35 million, but it's not there anymore, it was 2021. So, to me, I used the opportunity. I said, I am not going to say because I am on low, I'm going to stay low. Never. Yeah.
Fantastic. Wow. Very inspiring. Let's give him a hand clap. This guy met the president. He also met me at some point. Now, Sharon, earlier on you mentioned that opportunities come to the prepared. Okay. Could you help us just unpack a little bit more the essence or perhaps the significance of proper preparation as we're in the waiting season for whatever the right time is for us? Okay. Why is it so important for us to be prepared? And then how can we ensure that as we're waiting for our time or our timing, we are doing the work, we are preparing?
Now there, I want to first elaborate on the preparedness. Preparedness does not mean you're on set, or on your marks, go. No. That's not how it's supposed to be. Preparedness can be in whatever you're going through. You might be going through depression. You might be stuck at some point. You don't know what to do next. You're looking for school fees and it's not available. You're jobless. That does not mean you're not prepared. In your state, I like to take advantage of situations that I might be going through. How many people here have some people in powerful positions as aunties, uncles, relatives, far cousins, who at least are somewhere, who is a mayor?
If you have me, put up your hand.
How about put up your hand?
Yeah? Why am I giving this example? You may wonder why I'll be bringing her in. It's always important to have a mentor. It is very important in your life to have a mentor. You want to be an IT person? Here, Bob is there to mentor you. That but by the time your blessing, your opportunity comes, you already know something. A job is not going to land on someone who does not know. But by the time you enter into that office for an interview, you are ready. In mind, in soul, you're ready to grab. That is what I mean by opportunity comes to the prepared. I remember walking into an office of the Minister of Gender. That and she's my mentor, Honorable Minister Betty Amoy. She's my mentor, and I can forever be grateful to that lady because she gave me an opportunity. But she did not give me an opportunity because I was not prepared. She gave me the opportunity because I was prepared. I had proposals at hand, walking into the office and wanted something from her. But knowing she's a Lao woman, she's from Oyam, yeah? But she's a relative. Let me tell you, even your relatives will not give you an opportunity because they don't want to be embarrassed. You understand that? They don't, if you walk around and say, hey, I want the office and ngadi. Yeah? But it tell you, manyanga kiken. Yeah? How can you walk into an office of the minister? Yes? And your problem is 100,000 shillings. How? More than sincerely painted focus. And your problem is 100,000 shillings. That you're going to go back home, eat at that moment. The question is, what proposal do you have? How are you trying to change the lives of people? Let me tell you a secret about life. You will say, Ngadi chamuchene, Ngadi is like this, Ngadi is like that. Not even the president of Uganda values a person that has a solution that is for other people. Not a solution for yourself. A solution that benefits another person. The Bible itself, the Bible says, yeah, we don't live for our what? For ourselves. When God gives you something at hand, it is not for yourself. So even when you're tickling your mind to get a solution, to find, a proposal, ask yourself, how is this going to benefit 10 people, 20 people, 1,000 people? How is my proposal going to benefit people? So when you when the opportunity lands, you know what to say. Because what you say is what keeps you in that room. But even your character continues to keep you. But if you go there and say you want 100,000 shillings, immediately, what is 100,000 shillings to somebody that has 1 billion shillings? They will count it and give it to you. Is that what you want? You want? So look at the tomorrow, not the what? Not the what?
Now.
So timing is everything. But timing is not right now. Timing right now is for failing, trying, and failing, and trying, and failing. Because you want to be an expert for when? For tomorrow. That is how I entered the office of the minister and said, I want to do this. This is what I want to achieve. I want to get into women empowerment. I had no idea that I even had opportunity in that field. But because I knew what I wanted, people like the Honorable Minister Betty Amoy gave me the opportunity, and here I am in women empowerment, and I owe it to her and God. Do you get my point? Yes.
Wow, that's so powerful. So something that is really clicked in my mind as you're speaking, especially, you say you cannot go and ask for 100,000 shillings from someone who has 1 billion, right? Let's double click on that. Just imagine the prayers you go with to God, even, some of you go to God for certain issues, that completely show a lack of faith, right? You're going to the billionaire of the billionaires, you understand? God's pockets have no limits, right? So I want to think about it this way. Even the kind of prayers that we are praying, the kind of problems that we are petitioning God in, are they 100,000 shilling problems or 10,000, or to a God that knows no limits? You understand? And that is a point of reflection for us, all of us here today as well. And that was so powerful, right? But
allow me just say something else. I forgot this. Know when to ask for a favor. Okay. In that point, I need you to grab it. In fact, if you're going back home with anything today, go go back with this. Know when to ask for a favor. Even your best buddy, okay? If every day, yes? That person is going to be irritated. Yeah? If the biggest problem comes when Cedric is the only person that can solve it, that day you will call Cedric, he won't pick your call. Why? Because you have been asking for favors every day. If you have five people in your circle, you have a mayor, you have a Bob here, you have Cedric, yeah? Do not ask for a favor. Don't what? Unless it is a matter of life and death. Because there is a day you're going to ask Cedric to write for you a recommendation letter. But you have been asking for money, you've been asking for favors over and over again, and he won't pick your phone call. So know when to ask for a favor. Okay? You go to Bob, because Bob has a deal, a big deal. But because you have been asking for favors, you have been utilizing your favors. Like if you have a friend who is a police officer, and knock, maybe you are something, your moral yeni, ule afande. Very makadarani. Ule afande, yeah? And then you're using afande's name everywhere. Tiporo joke afande's name. Ule omena wela afande ba. Omena wela afande. Let me tell you, the day you actually need that afande, he won't be there. Because you asked for a favor at the wrong time.
Wow. So timing is everything. By the way, if you have a question, okay, use the chat app. You can send that question in, and it just will be soon beginning our descent. We'll begin to soon start to land our plane. So make sure that you send in those questions in case you have any questions coming in as well. Okay, we want to have the panelists to address those questions. Now, Cedric, you mentioned that you're into business. You've met some amazing people, right? But could you share with us, a point in your life, right? If I'll give an example. Most people don't know. Cedric, you say I'm a very sharp guy. Let me tell you, I repeated P1. Okay? Just so you know, okay? But when I think about that repetition, I did an interview. I went to Lira Integrated. If you're OB or OG, say amen. God bless you. But I went to Lira Integrated for P1 to do an interview. I'd already done P1 here in Leolet, okay? I went and did the interview, and then they told me that I failed the interview. I said, how can I fail the interview to pass P1? I cried. But I had to repeat P1. Long story short, when I look at my life today, and everything that has happened to me, if I was 1 year ahead, because I went 1 year behind in a sense, right? God was simply realigning my path to his timing. Okay? So there are going to be so many things that are going to happen in your life. You're going to face rejections. You're going to miss out on some opportunities. You are going to get a lot of no's. Okay? And you're going to, so many things are going to happen to you and you feel like, no. I think, God, why have you forsaken me? Okay? But I want you to remember that sometimes we are a little bit ahead of ourselves. And God, in his infinite wisdom, in his complete understanding of his sense of timing, will say, I think this opportunity is not right for you. Or I think, you're not moving according to the pace that, allows me to make sure that I can bless you well, right? So let me just, change the time a little bit. Let me adjust the timeline, okay? So whether it means repeating, whether it means, missing out on what you think was a very big opportunity, right? Remember that God's timing is absolutely the best, the only perfect timing. Okay. So Cedric, I want to share with us a moment in your life where you felt as though things were not happening the way you had thought they for someone who might be in a season right now where they feel that the time is not timing. Huh? Bless them.
I want to start by saying that opportunities and moments only multiply when you seize them. If there is an opportunity to do something, make the best use of it. I always say that, seize the moment. Now, this is a point where I felt things were hard, and because of seizing opportunity, I am where I am today. When I finished my certificate course, and the people who are paying for me, they had to bring some, I'm not very good in English, but let me say this. I think something called conspiracy, okay? Some false evidence that did actually appear real about me. That since I was raising my standard and because of the value that I have, because of the competence that I have, I was able to meet great people, I was able to meet big people, I was able to win different awards. Now, they told me we can't sponsor you anymore. And yet, that was not the initial plan. The initial plan was for Cedric to finish his degree. And I don't want to go to the detail of that, but that was in 2021 when, early last year. That was early last year. No, that was 2021, sorry. That was 2021. When I had the news that you are no longer on our scholarship program. And then I am the one person that, if for the need of giving testimonies, if for the need of saying a success story, or telling someone who has been sponsoring, it's always Cedric. But now this point in time, where I virtually participated in many international fundraising and raised millions of shillings, hundreds. But then, only to hear that we can't sponsor you anymore. I cried, Bob, that day. I was in office when I had that because I enrolled for a diploma in networking and cybersecurity, and my school reduced my tuition, I think by then it was 10 million. They reduced it to 6 million, simply because I had a reputation in school and I had everything was right. So when I went to school and I said, I really don't have anyone to pay my school, I was like, please come and study. So instead of doing a 2-year course, I did a 4-month course, whereby it was basically online. I attended 2 online classes and 2 physical classes. The rest of the time I was hustling every day, running here and doing a lot of things with Kakebe. Now, when I was supposed to pay my tuition, I had that news. I cried. It was on a Monday. I cried and I went to my friend Patrick and I told him, this is what these guys did to me. I can't go back to school anymore. This was my hope, my dream. My uncle told me, yes, you're doing great stuff, really amazing things. Just move a little, get that diploma certification. It's going to move you to the next level. Oh, I packed everything. This is like a snake with venoms to go and meet the director and explain to him why. I don't want to use bad words, but why did you do this to me? But I think the Holy Spirit calmed me down. I went there, I met him, and I just asked him a simple question, what happened? That was all, and I really love it that I did that. I just asked him what happened, why was I removed from this program? He explained it in 2 hours. Now,
it took him 2 hours.
Yeah, he explained it in 2 hours. I said, well, I'm grateful. I'm really grateful. This is why you need to be grateful. I'm really grateful for the opportunity you guys have given me. You guys have raised me up. You guys have taken me around the world. I've learned leadership. Right now, I'm doing so many things that people are appreciating because of you. So I'm appreciative for that. So I went back and I asked myself, now what next? Who is going to pay this 6 million? I wish I just told them, pay me this money. Now, because of the available opportunities and finding what value can I add somewhere, I have volunteered in so many things. I've done volunteering in speaking. For the past maybe 5 or 6 years, gracefully I've spoken in more than 1,000 stages. And because of volunteering and going to make sure that every opportunity I get, I use it well. One, I learned public speaking. I learned how to speak to people. Then on this day, when I was dropped in from the program, I posted on Facebook. One of the programs I was doing. There was a university I went to, KU University. And then I posted on Facebook, and then some lady commented and Cedric, I'm so proud of what you're doing, and I'm really grateful. What can I do to help? And I was like, wow, that's a big question. So I did all my exams for diploma because I did appear in class. That was between 2nd of December 2021. I did 21 papers in 2 weeks. more papers to do because I didn't do anything. I could not do a paper because I didn't pay tuition. I was left with 3 more papers to do, and I went to the principal's office. I said, "Sir, I'm tired." Honestly, I couldn't read because I've not been reading, I've not been concentrating. So he told me, "Well, you've been a really good person, and yeah, we shall balance your marks for the last 3 papers." Yeah, that was what happened. And then, on the 20th of December 2021, I graduated with a professional certificate in software engineering with a 4.4 CGPA. And then
After your marks were balanced?
yeah, first wait. No, that was a certificate. And then for my diploma, I also graduated, I got 4.3, which was not bad, doing a short, subsidized course. And then, after that, I came back to work here at Cape, and I was like, what's next, because everyone is talking about Cedric. Everywhere I go, out of 10 people I could meet by then, 6 of them know me. And then I started seeing, how can I use opportunity where everyone knows me to maximize and then get better at what I do. Now I started enrolling she was talking about mentorship. I started enrolling and I listen a lot. Every time I'm in the bus or you see me on headphones, don't think I'm playing music. I'm listening to people. I'm listening because I want to understand how people take life, and I want to be able to learn so that I can meet the condition in which people think, how people think I am smart. I want to reach that level of smartness. So one day they asked me to go to Makerere as a guest speaker. First time to be a guest speaker. That was on the 23rd of July last year. I was like, wow, Cedric is going to be a guest speaker at Makerere, And she was talking about connections. Listen, even if you have someone in government, if you don't have a brain to think of what good can you bring to them, they're not going to help you. People will only value if you have something important about you. And that is what I learned. I was like, how can I be important so that I don't have to waste time explaining who I am, to all these kind of people. And I want to thank God right now. All these MPs in Laos region, they know Cedric. Why? I did not go to them, I've never met them, but because of what I'm doing, because of the competence and the value that I have. So I went there as a guest speaker, reached there, and I spoke there for 15 minutes. After speaking, I posted again on Twitter. Personal branding is very good, very good. If you want to, brand yourself, you want to move higher, and you want to do a lot of things that relates with the people, make sure you brand yourself well. So after speaking, Bob, I came back. Those guys did not give me a coin. They did. I borrowed money from my sister. She's called Edith. I called her. I said, I'm going to Kampala. I need some transport. Because I had more cash already. I borrowed money. I went to Kampala. She gave me 40,000 for going. And then when I reached there, I got some money from a friend. I stayed in a friend's hostel because I wasn't in hostel by then. I went and spoke there. After speaking, we did not even eat. I went and ate.
Did you drink water?
Yeah, I took water.
Okay.
And people respected me. People respected me. Little did they know the guy that has no coin in the pocket. And I was like, I'm going to speak value to these people. And then I met this guy. He's about 35. He's from, he lived like 25 years in the US. Then when they were reading my profile, and I was seated somewhere, could not relate. Who is this young man? Where? And when the little guy, tiny young man, walked in front, and then they opened my mouth to speak, everyone was amazed. Eastport University saw my tweet. When Startup posted, saw my tweet, we're grateful for Cedric for inspiring and then doing all this. They called me and said, Cedric, you know what? We've been following what you're doing, and we want to see how it can be a blessing. I was like, what do you mean? It's like, we want to give you a scholarship. I was like, wow. When can I start? They told me, go and apply. So I went and applied for tuition. It's a 50% scholarship. So I went and stepped in school the first day. When I stepped in school, the VC called me. I have never discussed with the VC anything. He has just seen me on media and everything. He called me and then asked me, put my picture at the boardroom. Did all kinds of funny things. Now, if I had not used the opportunity and the chance that I was given to go to Makerere at my own cost, volunteer and do this, right now I would not be studying. Now, instead of doing a 3-year course, I'm doing a 2-year course, and I'm finishing next year. Maybe I finish with 4.9, that would be really good. So, okay. So, yes.
What I'm getting from you here is that, hopefully there won't be too much balancing amounts this time, right?
No balancing.
Yeah, but I'm getting that, you're basically telling us here that, listen, there were moments when, you felt like things were not happening according to your timing.
Yes.
And there were moments when you were very disappointed.
Yes.
With a very heavy heart.
2 big times.
Two big times, right? And what I'm also getting is that you then, you were able to first of all calm yourself down. You said the Holy Spirit helped you calm yourself.
I
right?
love that.
But I also get that you then went back and really focused on improving yourself and making yourself better for the next opportunities.
Exactly.
Is that right?
Yes, so that's right. Just give me a minute on that. So, because people think, I have met many people that I interact with, and then seeing how best do I make myself very competent so that I am not ignored. Because if you have a gift, if you have a gift or a talent, Proverbs 18:16 says that a man's gift will make him to stand before kings and princes. Now, if you have that gift, that special thing in you that makes you yourself, you'll be surprised at the people you meet. Now I had to venture into becoming the best version of myself. One, I do a lot of research, like reading online. Two, I read books, Sometimes I'm lazy, but I listen to a lot of audiobooks. And some people among us here, we think that some of the things are people who are old. If you want to be valued, you need to read and understand life. You don't only read because you want to pass papers. Get outside, how do you improve yourself? So I did that a lot. And then two, I started going for so many events. There are people in Kampala that I meet them every event that I go to because I want to learn from there, and it's from there that you get the connection. You're not going to get every connection you need for tomorrow from your class. You're not going to get that from your class. You're going to get that from the social community that you have. That is what I've built. And then lastly, in addition to that, I came to realize that managing my mind is a primary key principle of increasing the value that I have. Because I have so many friends, very many, and I'm sorry, maybe some of you might be. I have many people that contact me for different things. And sometimes I get 1,000 messages in my phone. And I sit back and be like, how can I respond to all these people? I have a lot of time to do this and do that and do that. But then I have a life outside my phone. Now, I made a goal. I was like, well, I have these people that all need me to connect to. And at this point, I have a manager. Because I was trying to see the gift that I have, the talent that I have, how can I now use it and step outside, whereby if I go back to my hostel, I don't sleep hungry. I should be able to buy some Rolex or Commando, whatever it is, what you guys eat, and put it on the table. Now that's the aspect of turning my potential into my livelihood. Because every time, people invite me to speak, I've invested a lot in learning and understanding life, and understanding and doing the things I do so that I can communicate them easily. Now, I want that investment for people to appreciate. Someone came to me, sat with me in my hostel, and talked to me for 1 hour, and told me, Cedric, there are people in your life you don't need to succeed, but they need you to succeed. I want you to think about that. You say there are people who you don't need them to succeed. For example, I might not need her for me to succeed, but she might need me because of my inspiration, because of how I do things, and because of value. I met her in the minister's hall. This is my second time I'm meeting Sharon. Just back to you there. As you learn, as you do things, what is that one special thing about you that will make people appreciate you? They switch off these lights and they mention the name Okello. What are they going to think about Okello? Are they going to think about Okello is the guy who repeated P1 10 times? Or they're going to think about Okello is the guy who was one of the big guys in Oklahoma University. So what is that special thing about you that would make a minister save their number in your phone? Find that. And if you understand that, you will know that how best can you seize the moment and seize the time. And seizing the moment, I didn't even say, seizing the moment to me means taking advantage and the best use of every opportunity and chance that you're given. I have never been on this before, but since I'm here, I'm seizing the moment. I'm going to talk to you, and then you go back annoyed or happy. I'm just seizing the moment.
Seizing the moment. All right. Very, very good. So, one of the things that really stands out for me from what you've just said is you are pretty much all over the place, right? You kept yourself busy, moving from one place to another, giving all these talks and all these presentations, right? And for me, the lesson there is that some of us just sit and fold our arms and say, we're just waiting on God. But there's so many stories, even from the Bible. Think about, from the Old Testament, when God went and looked for Moses, where was Moses? He was in the bush, looking after the sheep, right? So many moments like that where, the lady at the well, she was going to fetch water, and then she met Jesus, right? So just sitting there will not do you any good, okay? Get yourself out there, get yourself busy, Start doing something with your hands. The Bible says God will bless the works of your hands.
Okay? Listen, God will bless the works of your hands. shall we bless?
Yeah,
Now,
so
the
not
Bible
doing
says,
anything.
not what shall we bless, what will God bless? The Bible, listen, the Bible says the Holy Spirit will remind you.
Right.
How can He remind you what you don't know? Let me give you one last example what sees in the moment.
Okay.
Yesterday, a friend asked me to go with him on a business trip. So I was in Kigali yesterday. So when I came back for 1 week, now I spoke there several times. I wasn't paid a single coin. First of all, I'd never been to any African country. So that was an opportunity for me to explore and then meet new people. But trust me, because I valued that opportunity, seized it. So many of us sometimes we think about money at first hand, okay, money fast, and we lose the whole opportunity. I told someone that one day if you go to some big person and tell them who you are, don't ask for money first. Let them know why you're important. So I went there, and then this morning they sent me a message, main leaders from there. They said, we are organizing a big youth event, and we want you to be the main speaker. And we're going to pay for your flight, we're going to pay for this, and we're paying you $1,000 US for your time. And now, if I had not gone, Bob, I would not be paid that money. So, seize the moment.
Seize the moment. Get yourself out there, okay?
I wish I could say to level down, but I don't tell them okay.
We're going to get okay. Sharon, I want to come to you, okay? Now, in Cedric's story, you get a lot of moments. Something said is sometimes you don't, some person or people don't need you to succeed, but they need you for them to succeed, right? And in your own work, I know you're doing a lot of work, uplifting other women, empowering other women. Could you help us unpack this, in terms of, sometimes, well, most of the time is really, we are blessed to be a blessing to other people, right? And that, we are made for such a time as this, right? That God saw it in His wisdom that, in a time like this, the women in Northern Uganda need a shadow to do ABC in their lives, right? So could you help us really, how do we go, first of all, recognizing that calling, that God has called us in this season, in this time, to be a blessing to other people, right? And what are some of the challenges that come with them? Sometimes it becomes a burden, right? Because it's not just about, you have so many other women who are looking up to you, who, your blessing needs to overflow to them in a sense, right? How do you navigate this sort of season? First of all, recognizing that in the season that I'm in this particular time, God has called me to help other people be aligned, to their own timing as God's timeline states. Yeah.
Okay. One thing you gotta understand is it's not a one individual move. Yes? You say, how did Sharon and how did your passion? No. If it was Sharon, then I would not achieve anything. I actually want to recognize someone in the room today, Emily, the Deputy Executive Secretary for National Women's Council, who is here with us today. The reason I'm recognizing is because I'm trying to connect to what I want to bring forth. You might have a passion, you might have a vision that you want to achieve something. But until the next person has believed in what you want to achieve, and that person owns the bag. That person is in charge of writing the check. Recently we enrolled about 200 girls, 200 young girls to start their businesses. Teenage mothers, young girls between the age of, actually our youngest was 18 to 30. Our youngest right now is not 18, is 16. She's doing business because she stepped out of school and she's pregnant. But to achieve, and she was pregnant. And she just recently gave birth. We congratulated her. What I'm trying to say is, for us to achieve that, it was not Sharon wants to achieve this. It was Sharon with a team of people, Nuebi's Foundation, a team of other people who are interested in helping women, yeah? Emily here was very vital in that. They funded that project to take young girls back into business. young women to give them an opportunity to earn their own money. Yeah? So for us to use that, following Bob's question towards me, for us to use the opportunity that there is an Emily. You know, there is a ministry of gender somewhere. There is this place somewhere. It is not Sharon. Actually, it's the grace of God. I will always like to call it the grace of God. And so whatever you do, bear in mind that you cannot do it alone. That is why you need to have social capital. Who knows what social capital is here? Who? Can you just elaborate what social capital is?
Seize the moment.
You know how we think capital is just money, and actually money is capital. But social capital is that capital you get based on the relationships you have. Like there's someone who can connect you to something without even money. I think the simplest way I can put it is that capital that comes out of relationships, the benefit you have for knowing the people you know. Yes.
Who do you know?
I was directed to Emily. I want to give Emily as an example because she's here. It's a very practical example. I met Emily a few years ago when I was doing sales for NBS TV. And I had gone to her office to pitch. And I started to speak Leblanc, knowing very well that even if I say I am Sharon, she will not think I am Lao. So I had to start speaking Leblanc so that she can know, my friends, I'm your sister. Yeah. So for whatever decision you're going to make, please make it knowing I'm your what? I'm your sister. And Emily saved my number. It is now when we had sent proposals for this funding, then she comes down to meet me, and here I am. She's like, Sharon, you didn't know. You know, immediately, I am asking, guys, we need more money for this. Emily and the team are on signature, please. Because Emily knew me from where? From way back. From the moment I entered her office, the impression she had, I had social what? Capital. That for whatever we asked for at that time, she was trusting that delivery will do what? Will happen. But if for the first time somebody meets you and all they see is disaster, that person, if Emily had met me that day and then gone back to the office and said, you have the wrong person. You understand what I'm saying? I don't know if I am driving the point home, okay, or if I've not deviated from what you had asked.
No, we're proud.
Yes.
Yeah.
So please, guys, please, let's give a big hand clap for Emily here. I'm so indebted to them. And by the way, since the moment, the young girls, since the moment, because she's very passionate about empowering young women, the youths especially. So she's right here. I made sure I called her. I said, we are here, and there she is. So you do what? You see, timing is what?
Everything. Okay, cool. It's already 5 minutes past 8, and so since we're talking about time, and someone has to catch a flight, and there you don't joke. Timing is everything. Okay. So we have some questions here. We have about 3 questions, and just quickly, the first question is, what do you do when an opportunity presents itself? You know, the timing seems to be right, the opportunity is there, but you feel you're not ready. What do you do? Emily, what do you do? Opportunity is there. Sharon, opportunity is there. Isaiah mentioned your name on stage. The opportunity has come, but you feel you're not ready. How do you deal with that? Do you seize the moment at the risk of maybe disappointing whoever has brought you? What do you do?
You know, I always tell people, start. Start. When I started Triumph, it was about a dream. And I don't say I don't mean daydreaming. I actually dreamt about triumph in the night. I slept and I dreamt about triumph, Women Initiative, a TV show. I wanted so badly to have a TV show growing up. When I joined Next Media, they gave me admin positions. They made me admin. Then I climbed the ranks to the personal assistant of the CEO. Then climbed the ranks to the head of sales, manager of sales. But that is not what I wanted. I wanted to be on the screen. These are the things I can do somewhere else. The reason I joined TV was to be on TV. And actually, NTV gave me an opportunity. And I worked there for about a month. And I was doing an entertainment show. But it did not feel like home. My mind is I have to work for NBS. I even left, came back to NBS. I was again given personal assistant job, admin job. Yeah? But maybe they felt I was not ready. But I felt I was ready. I wanted to be a news anchor, bad style. But my lifestyle at that time was not for news anchoring. If you see, my lifestyle was for entertainment. Like, put me in entertainment and I will do the show.
Vibe.
That is vibe. That was my lifestyle then. But I wanted to be on TV so much. But then guess what? After years of leaving NBS, I have a dream of a TV show. This time the TV show is not about me. It's about telling stories of women. And then in the morning I woke up. I was not ready. I did not feel ready. I called a guy and said, register for me the name Triumph, Women Initiative, right now. Reserve the name. He reserved the name.
Social capital.
And after that, I sent money. They registered the name. I was not sure what I was going to do. I went to church, and the first thing the pastor said, Triumph. I said, God, you have spoken. It's going to be a TV show. I was not ready. I just called a few people here and there who are on camera. I sat down. I got a woman who is in the neighborhood who owns a very tiny school. And then I sat with her and I started asking her about her story. I started having the interview, which I was going to throw online. And I did. And I had the next one. I threw it online. Very fake. Very fake. Because I had been off the media scene for a while. I was fake. But guess what? In the fakeness, I worked after 4 episodes online. It had no audience, had nothing. I walked into Standout Bank. And I told the Standout Bank, I'm looking for a sponsor for this show. It's about women. I want to tell stories of women, of how women are progressing. And guess what he said? He said, Sharon, this is exactly what we are looking for. And in 1 month, they already started sponsoring the show. Here is the thing. Start. Whether you are not talented, whether a teacher that if you want more yao, teacher more yao, but you're not yet ready, put paying your teacher, you're not yet skilled, kaiti you bokeha, kaiti you no charan, and to put paying your bear, you do not know what to do, you don't know, you want to plait hair, but you're not sure how to do it. Start. The skills will find you on the way.
Wow. Nice work. Just get started. Okay? Secondly, there's another question similar to that as well. This is our last question of the evening. Okay? How do you balance between the pressure of achieving more in life and the feeling that you don't have enough time?
Well, this would be my secret. I don't know whether I should say it or not, but
Relieve yourself from the burden of keeping secrets.
now I feel, okay, this is a secret I'm giving to us. Right now, the government, everyone, globally in the whole world, they're talking about youth empowerment, women empowerment. And then now, I keep processing this and I'm like, if they're talking about youth, and I'm a youth, when I make 32, or let's say I get some baby, okay, my wife. since there are so many opportunities that's available for young people and women, my goal is before I clock 32, I want to be able to make sure I am where I want to be. Stable in terms of what I do, in terms of finances, so that I want to seize the next 5-6 years very, very well. That is why when people see me, they see my videos, people who have never met me, that guy is a very serious man. You can't even joke around. He doesn't even joke. But then, when you get to me, and the people who are very close to me, you'll know that I have two lives. There's a life that someone out there sees as a professional, but then there's a life of me being the real me and pursuing my dream. Now, to your question, there's pressure. Yes. Personally, I felt so much pressure because there is so much demand coming from every corner, but then you are not yet stable. When I mean stability, in terms of what do you want to achieve? Because you talked about something at some point, and this really speaks to me. Doing a lot more in life doesn't mean you're having a lot more done. I used to do so many things, Bob, so many, to the point where I get so weary, but somehow it just helped me to gain the visibility, to gain the minds of people. I got to realize that you can only do 1.5 things very, very well. So my focus right now is how can I master 1 or 2 things and excel at it greatly. In terms of doing everything, at the end of the day, you come back tired, you come back weary, and then you realize that you have achieved nothing. So another big pressure that I have is always that there is so much expectation in terms of delivering content, in terms of what you can share with people. For example, you invite me and put me on stage here, and then you ask me a very difficult question that I have no answer to it. So now it has made me to start learning even outside the scope of what I am doing. I am focused on ICT. When I was doing my professional certificate in software engineering, I took 4 other courses, which are not similar to even IT. And these are like short courses. I took them for 3-4 weeks, just because I want to understand life in the other view. Now, because yes, it's very good to be focused, to be very specialized, but then to a point where you get where there is so much demand coming from different directions, you need to step up. And then one last thing that, as I shared earlier on, is also what I want you to take in, which Sharon has really hinted on, is about starting. When we were starting Kakebe, and even 2019, when I was doing all the things that I was doing, someone told me, don't do this, first finish school and start. And then my other good father told me, if God has put something in your heart, you don't need to wait. By the time you finish school, you'll never have that passion again. So I had to just get started and then move on. And right now, I have not yet achieved what I want to achieve. I have not yet there. But I can see that I have stepped ahead in front of so many people that we have started together with. And now at that point, they look at me as the light. Now, how should I maintain the bar? That's why the guy told me that there are people that might need you to succeed, but you might not need them. Now, I started weighing that. Sometimes I feel discouraged, and so much sometimes I get a lot of pressure for so many things, and people expect you to be okay. Let me tell you, the truth is, if you're a public person, if you're a public figure, you can never be broken. Even if you're not fine, even if your girlfriend has left you, even if your wife has left, you need to make sure you're okay. Now, that pressure is also there because people's expectation gives you so much that you can't return back to them. The sequence right now I'm following is to think big. Always think big. I am a great thinker. That's one thing that I love God has given about me. I think big, and then start small and scale fast as soon as you can.
Fantastic.
I just want to, young girls who are here, your question is a bit of a trick here. That someone is convincing you to do something, but you're not ready. We are talking the business line. So if a young girl, if a young man is here convincing you to do something and you're not ready, you are not
ready.
You're not ready. When we go that direction, yeah? You're not ready to get pregnant right now. Okay? The young man is convincing you that for that particular section, you are not ready. Finish school. Finish what?
School. Aha.
Yes.
Yes. Very good. See, I think our time is fast spent. I I would just like to give both of you an opportunity to just, just close with some parting shots, okay? And as we just sort of land this plane on timing, okay? What are your parting shots? In just a minute, okay? What should someone take with them home today as a summary of today's conversations? Cedric, we can begin with you. Yeah.
Well, what I can say, number one, opportunities and moments only multiply when you seize the one you have at the moment. Someone was asking a question, what's the difference between time, moment, and opportunity? Time is simply a fundamental concept of events, like measuring events in terms of hours and minutes. But moments are only come for, it's fleeting. When I talk about fleeting, it goes off. It comes for a short time and disappears. Now, when that short time comes, if you meet that person, that minister, what good thing can you tell them that they will remember you? If they had to mention your name in your absence, what will they think about you? And as a young person, I always say this to a lot of my friends, that don't look at where the majority is going. There's a lot of fun right now, a lot of fun. You can go to bars. It's very good to have fun and do everything. But think about your future. When you step out of that class in school, what is going to be the next life for you? Are you going to be able to afford to pay rent for your own? Are you going to be able to afford to take care of yourself? Life has more to do than just having fun. And remember, managing your mind is a primary key principle of increasing the value in you. Find a gift, find something that you're good at, and that gift will take you to the world. That gift will make you meet people that you never expect to meet. One day I met one of the presidential advisors called Chris Rakasisi. I went to his home, and then we were having breakfast. He washed my hands and said, no, you can't do this. I'm just a little young man. He says, no, there is something good in you. Now, what is it that in you that will make people value you? If you don't have something special, everyone will ignore you. Even your text will be ignored. Even your post on TikTok, you will only get one like because you don't have something special. Lastly, work on your character. Sharon said that sometimes you get to places, but your character will keep you there. Someone said that good character is more to be praised than an outstanding talent, because to some extent talent is a gift from God, but character, you build it. The way you talk to people, the way you love people, the way you relate with people makes you be very relevant in the society. Members, seize your moment. When the opportunity comes to meet or even to ask her questions, she's flying away, we are here. Seize the moment. Okay? So, that's my last word. And remember, be humble. God can take you to so many places. I mean, I'm 25 years. I've seen very many beautiful things before I even reached that here. But then, if you keep humble, the things you do, just keep doing it. And there are many people who critique what you do, and that should not be your concern. People's opinion about you should not become your reality. Your reality should be what is in your mind, and what you want to achieve, and what you long for your future. May God bless you.
Thank you very much, Mr.
All in due time. Can I hear everybody say all in due time?
All in due time.
Your time is coming. But before your time comes, just keep doing what? Keep doing what? Keep clapping for others. Keep celebrating others. In your heart, fill your heart with so much happiness that when your sister achieves something, you're excited about it. Yeah? Because even God above is looking at that and saying, this woman is excited. This man is happy about her sister, her brother. Let me allow her opportunity to come. Yeah? All in due what? In due time. And in whatever you are doing, someone will look at me right now and wonder, my friend, as much as I was at NBS, I was serving tea. I was admin, but I was serving tea. I was the receptionist who says no to people who are coming in, but lunchtime, breakfast, what? I took advantage. Every breakfast was, I go and serve my boss's tea. But I would even move away from bosses and serve even colleagues tea. Every time people are having a meeting, I take tea and serve. Even one boss told me, Sharon, this is not your job. I said, no, the lady who is cleaning is doing something. I continuously served tea. That even when I made mistakes in my life, I did not say this. I timing is everything. That is why I like to warn the young girls. Yeah? It's all in due time. If you're studying, finish your education. I got pregnant before I finished my education because I was trying to rush life. But my friend, it caught up with me. And the second baby again. And the third. Because I was trying to rush life. But guess what? I am relieving my youngness while raising babies. You understand? So you want to do everything at the right time. And the only reason every time I broke away that I had opportunity to go back and ask for my job back is because my boss will remember I came down and served tea. In every time my former boss is looking for a personal assistant or an administrator, he uses one word, and that is King Carissa. He says, I am looking for a Sharon. Why? Because I used to serve tea. I used to go and cook because I know I have to give him breakfast in the morning. Time. Sometimes I would go and cook katogo at home. I arrive home, early morning, I cook the katogo, pack it. By the time he's asking for breakfast, I am giving him food that I had cooked myself. And he thinks I have just bought it. It has been the most tasty katogo of his time. He has never tasted a katogo like that. So what I'm saying is, I want to leave you with this. Your opportunity, and I want to let me stand up when saying this. Your opportunity is going to come. Okay? It is going to come. Do not look at other opportunities and get depressed and get what? You're seeing others progressing and you're stagnant. Keep working on it. You're doing something. Keep doing it. You're a cleaner. Clean the tile. Clean the tile and let it shine. That your boss is saying, oh my God. If you're serving tea, please make the sugar be enough. Do everything right in this time. And I can assure you that when the time comes, it will be more than right for you.
Fantastic. I think that's a very good note for us to end. So you're here today, I think a lot has been shared, right? And I hope that this has been a blessing for you. Perhaps this is a timely message for a season like this that you're in. So no matter what you're going through, perhaps you've been asking yourself and doubting, are things this happening for me or not? Will things work out or not, right? We have heard from all these amazing stories that I think for me the biggest take home today is that God's time is perfect, okay? So He knows the master plan for your life. Do not be in a hurry, but put your faith in Him and trust that He that knows tomorrow, He that knows the Bible says He knew you before you were formed in your mother's womb, right? So He knows and has the master timeline for your life. So trust in Him, okay? And His timing is absolutely everything. I hope you had a blessed evening. Thank you so much. Let's give it to our panelists, Cheryl. She has been wonderful. Cedric for filling in the big shoes. Absolutely amazing. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of the evening. Thank you.
Have you been blessed?
I would just want to invite Emily briefly to just say something. Of course, in line with everything, timing is everything.
Hello everyone. Praise the Lord. God is good and all the time. We're talking about time. I'm not going to speak about the subject matter of the day. It's all been exhausted and it was good. I want to thank us. 2 or 3 young people who have been in front here. Can we clap for them at least? Thank you very much. them young people because I'm much older by probably a lot of years. I'm 40 plus. Yes. I won't say the other plus because I don't want to. Yes. My name is Emilia Kulu Omachara. I work for the National Women's Council as a Deputy Executive Secretary. That is Minister of Gender, Labour and Social Development. I have met, have spoken, I have done a lot of things with young people. The only thing I don't have is patience with young people. I try this, you're here. I try this, you're there. I give up. But it catches up with you, still with me, because I don't let you go. Hello? No, I say, when I say hello, you say uh-huh. Hello? Uh-huh. Thank you very much. I have been inspiring young people. I don't know. At Makerere University several times, and most of these universities in Kampala, they call me. I want to give you only my profile so that I don't have to speak a lot. The young people who have spoken have given great testimony of what time delivers. Chase it also, don't just sit and wait, okay? Try as much as possible to chase it, but in a good way, not that will let you get lost. I started work in the year 2004, but I went to schools here in Laos sub-region. I didn't go to Shimoni demonstration school. I studied at Canon Lawrence demonstration school. I guess I might have some hobbies and royalties here. If they're not there, no problem. Then I went to St. Catherine Secondary School. I went to St. Mary's College, Aboke. After that, I went for a first degree at Makerere University. I went for my master's in economics, Makerere University. Then I finished a postgraduate diploma in business administration, Makerere University. And then I went to Phoenix, Arizona, USA, did public administration as well. Now, I started work in 2004, before graduation. I hadn't graduated, and guess who gave me a job? It was the president of this country. Ask me how. Hello? Uh-huh. Now when a young person and the president gives you a job, they say, she must have slept with somebody. Hello? Uh-huh. I didn't sleep with anybody. I was too tiny for the president to even think. Now when I was at campus, when my friends came to eat sausages and all this, I remained and went to train people in Chankwanzi. Those days when you finish university, you go for training. So I was called a funded. At the age 21 there, I was already an funded. So this was a funded. After finishing school, I insisted that I have been working for the president because I believe that Chankwanzi was for the president. Hello? Uh-huh. Because every training we did, he's the one who came and closed. So I put it in my mind that this is this man's school. And when I finish school, he has to give me a job. So I went to see him anyway. Somehow, with a group of 2 other funders, when we met him, I found a guy serving tea. And he said, hey, you guys are lucky to see the president. I said, yes, of course. But don't be excited when you meet him. Tell him exactly what you want, don't shy. That guy of tea, he helped me. Because when we met the president, he gave us 2004, 1.2 million was a lot of money for somebody who had just finished campus. Somebody who was in Rolex and Chikomando, hello? Uh-huh. So, when we met him, he said, give these children 1.2 million, let them go home. When you now graduate, you'll come back and see me. Yeah, my colleague said, okay, sir. He said, no, do you want to come for lunch with me? He said, no, we looked for you for 3 months to get you. So, me, myself, I'm satisfied. I don't want food. He said, what do you want? I said, 3 months of looking for you. I don't know how many more months it's going to take me after graduation to look for you. He said, 3 months, looking for me only. When the first lady heard that some young people had come around, she said, bring those young people to my office. So 2 were ladies. Me and my friend went to work with the first lady's office. From there, somehow, along the way, 3 years I worked with the first lady's office, and then I finished. After 3 years, I chaired the Chogam Youth Forum event, 2007. Now we went to meet the president again. He said this person has come. When we went, we showed him our budget, our plan, our program, and for the first time, nobody asked him for money. He said, this is the first time young people are not asking for money. We said we came for ideas. Because Ministry of Gender had the budget and Finance had money. But anyway, along the way, I tell you, I did not attend the Chogam Youth Forum. Because by the time we left, the last day of the conference, when young people were going to Imperial, for me and my other group of friends, we were going to Chankwanzi to train. They had appointed me deputy RDC. Hello? Uh-huh. I kind of refused it. You said, yeah, there are some opportunities, like you feel it's not your time. I was doing my master's at Makera at the time. And a media told me, but Emily, how can you disappoint Mosaic? Now, that gave me courage that, okay, so it was the president who appointed me. I took it. When I finished that, I worked with the Prime Minister of Uganda, Honorable Robina. Yeah, I was her deputy in Busia as deputy RDC for 3 years. Cutting the story short, give time, chase the time, have patience, be smart. Have patience. I don't know if I can do the other one. Chase time, be smart in everything you do. Because nobody is going to pick crap because your time has come. How many young people were like me at the time who could have been appointed? I was smart. I did my best. Be smart, have patience, do your best, and chase time. Nothing more to say. I want to thank you for coming. I cannot tell all the ladders that I've gone through. I need time, sometime. I will come and speak to you, yeah? But I'm so grateful that I'm able to speak in front of young people. It's passion. I haven't even achieved half of what I want to achieve in, not even a quarter. That tells you that you have a lot of time to do what you have to do, right? So as Sharon has said, listen when they tell you that this is that and the other is this. People who tell you such wish you well. Hello? And not everybody who tells you everything wishes you well. There's a young girl who wants to do nursing, and she passed very well, and the auntie is telling her, go for a certificate in nursing instead of a degree, because a certificate will take you quick for a job, because you go through levels and lots of practices at the hospital. Is that right? You have an opportunity to do a degree. You want to do a certificate. You mean you can't get a job by yourself after finishing university? So that's just an example. So be careful who speaks to you. Be careful who says to you something. Not everybody wishes you well. But also sometimes they wish you well, but their ignorance will not allow them guide you properly. So continue to seek guidance as much as you can. Thank you very much. God bless you.
Thank you so much, Emily. The way you have spoken, and in the spirit of seizing moments, because I don't know when I'll meet you again. On behalf of all these young people, I would love to invite you back here. As a panelist, do let us know when you're available. Okay, do let us know when you're available. Caesar, before we can move ahead, you can come and tell us a few things in a minute about your organization.
Hello. That's good. Call me up, Caesar. I'm not coming to speak a lot. I'm just highlighting briefly. I'm saying I'm called up, Caesar. I'm a young politician. I'm a businessman. I'm a manager, basically. So Specifically, I'm going to talk about the Rubber and Empowerment Fund. I head Empowerment Fund, men for young women, men for businessmen, men for businesswomen. The fund basically is meant to lift you up from the point you're in to the next level. And basically, we were talking about getting the opportunity right, taking the time. This is the time. The fund is here in the city. The fund is here in the region. The fund is here in our sub-region. We are not talking much about it. I have just let you know that we are here in the city. We are here with this church. We are here with this youth in this church. Get to know us. Get to reach to us. Get to reach to where we are. We love to work with people. As I said before, I'm a young politician. It means I love people. I love working with people. Both men and women, both young people. And I'm sure that if you're someone who aims at progressing in life, who aims at moving forward, look for people with ideas. Be close to people with ideas. And that is what we do. On reaching to politics, my community elected me to the district council. I was the youngest person. Even I'm serving as the youngest person, had a district council, but I didn't take it to be enjoying being called honorable at the district council. I am a professional. I looked into working as a professional while serving the community. So about the Empowerment Fund, I'm telling you that the Empowerment Fund offices are here in senior quarters. Get to reach our offices. I am the manager. Thank you so much.
Robert, help me and get his contact for me in a spirit of seizing moments. Praise the Lord. I want to request you all to help me appreciate Sharon and Cedric, who stood in for God. You can do better. Thank you so much, Sharon and Cedric, who stepped in the shoes of Bonnie. Thank you also, Emily, for speaking to us. I have been blessed on many levels this evening, and I'm so grateful that you chose to come, because we don't want you to miss your flight. Please, we will set you free. But on behalf of the pastoral team, we are so grateful that you chose to do this evening with the youth of Lira City. Thank you so much. Journey Mercies. Yes. Sharon has to catch a flight, so we should let her go. Praise God. The Bible says in Jeremiah 60:22, and I want to read it as we learn this subject and we conclude this evening. It says that, from the version I'm reading, even the smallest family will be a powerful nation. I am the Lord, and when that time comes, I will quickly do all this. Other versions say that when that time is right, I, the Lord, will make it happen. They have been telling us how time has been right for them. And one thing I was reflecting on, last week I had a small beef with God. A little beef, yes. I have a relationship with my father like that. When things are not going right, I don't pretend, because he knows it anyway. There was an opportunity I thought would change my life and everyone around me. You know? And then I have a mentor that actually spoke to her about the opportunity. I told her, by the way, we had a chat some years ago, where you told me when I make 5 years in my current employment, I should tell you. And everything looked like this was the moment, because the organization had advertised for jobs that I am well qualified for. And I thought this was my moment. So I told her, by the way, we had this discussion. She was like, yeah, can we pick it up from there? Have you seen the advert? Please apply. And after applying, send me your CV. How would that make you feel? It seemed like a sure deal, isn't it? Actually, I was now working knowing that even though things are hard here, I'm leaving. That is how I felt. So the application was online. I started applying like on a Monday, but I was so busy at work I had to go to the field. I found myself in a laptop bar everywhere where network couldn't favor me. But I took the whole of Friday to finalize this application. Deadline was 5 p.m. like they meant it, not Black Man's time. 5 p.m. prompt. So on a Friday, I cheated my current employer last week. I didn't do any work. I was on my phone, on my desktop, and on my laptop doing what? Finalizing this important application. And just at 5, when finally technology seemed to cooperate, I had just entered the last thing, the final thing. I said save, and it clocked 5, and everything shut down. My application didn't go through. I had a small beef with God. I said, God, wasn't this my moment? I mean, talking about social capital, here I have social capital. I even have a godmother in the place, and she said, apply and do what? Send your CV. I mean, the vacancies were 19 positions. What is the chance that I will fail to be one of the 19? With even my godmother and then my God in heaven. But you know what? The organization fights corruption, so there was nothing she could do beyond that. Because we are going to fight corruption in Uganda. My application has not gone through. What else should I now do? Sit down and forget about it. I was hurt. But this evening I have been encouraged. I've been having that little beef with God all week. I'm like, this was my chance. By the way, in June, I had applied for another important job. As far as I'm concerned, I was thinking like, in fact, that one would change, it would even change your lives, those of you who know. To change the life of Worship Center. But you know, I had to travel to Ghana. Even while I was at Addis Ababa, I was still checking, have they called us for interview? They had not called us. When I came back, is when I went on the website and people had done interviews. I did not take a month in Ghana, you people. But I had taken a month checking on the website, when is the interview? People had done it, they're now calling them for oral interviews. So now last Friday I carried that form. Yeah, that was not a beef, I was like, they did it. This time I'm like, God, even in June, you made me miss an interview. But I took myself to Accra meanwhile. Like, again now, this one was a sure deal. The appointments board member had said, send your CV. But I've been encouraged that you know what? When the time is right, the Lord himself does what? He makes it happen. Sometimes what we think is a disappointment is just a realignment. I always feel it in my spirit that I am the next big thing. I don't know how. But I had kind of thought maybe these jobs would make me the next big thing. But the opportunities have done what? They have won. Maybe they'll advertise after 3 years. I'll probably not be interested. And actually told God, are you trying to teach me not to maybe put my trust in godmothers and godfathers? You know, because I was having this conversation. Had I trusted so much that this mate of mine will fix me? And I forgot about you. So where are you this point? What are you feeling like time has passed you by? Or what opportunity do you want to seize? They have shared their life story. And the Bible is telling us, God himself is adding his voice to the voice of human beings and saying, when the time is right, I will make it happen. But while you're here where you are you preparing to seize the moment? Are you preparing for the next big thing? When it comes, will you be ready? That is what I have learned from these people. Let's get up on our feet. And let the scripture encourage you even as